Welcome back, everybody. Let's see, we should be into July now. So, I think the 4th is coming up. So, happy Independence Day.
That's right. That's right.
I don't think we have any other housekeeping other than that. We've just gotten back from vacation, so we're just trying to be humans again. Camping always comes with like tons of laundry, and then like I have to go back to work.
Yeah, that's
vacation life is so much more
you
fun.
You need like a vacation from your vacations.
I'm hoping not with this one because we took enough time. We took 3 weeks, so that's not as rushed. We're usually a little more rushed. Like if you only have a week and you're trying to like cram that all in, but we purposely took so much time so we could go a little slower, stop and smell the roses, not have to feel so rushed.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
So this one's pre-recorded because we're just getting back, and so we can touch back in with that and see how things actually went after being gone for 3 weeks and stuck with each other in a camper. Who knows? Maybe there'll never be another podcast because we had enough of each other, or maybe we never came back because we enjoyed vacation so much. We're like, screw it. We are now vagabonds.
Selling our house and moving out.
We're just gonna sell our house and travel around in our camper.
That might be a possibility.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Who knows? So
no.
All right. No. What do we have on today?
So,
this is your podcast today. You take the show because you just met with an Academy member and had a really good conversation. So you just wanted to recap some of the highlights from that. So go.
Yeah. So we talked about a few different things in our
we
business.
did a Fix This Next analysis because we're starting to incorporate that into the Academy, into everything. If you haven't read the book Fix This Next, it's an awesome book. It's really focusing on like what you need to fix next.
Yeah, whatever your vital need in your business at this time to fix.
Yeah, because we all kind of just get stuck in that struggle of hustling, grinding, going. And so this really helps you prioritize what to work on next, one thing at a time, to move the needle.
It's kind of based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So how you have food and air and water to survive, and then you have shelter and just basic needs, and you move up all the way up. And
yes,
you
this
always
has a business hierarchy of needs. Your business is no different.
Yep, exact same thing. So so basically we did an analysis with this person, and we had a great conversation on some things that they needed to do to help improve their sales and client conversion. And just wanted to share some of the things that we talked about with you in this, because it was a great conversation. It got me really thinking of something actually we need to put inside our academy on this stuff. So just kind of want to share.
This is one of the reasons we love not just talking to Academy members, but going back and forth with people inside Landscaping Business Owners, our free Facebook group. Scott's always happy to kind of go back and forth with people in there as well, because we're always looking to improve what we have inside the Academy. So this just helps make us help us help you better.
And it's one of those things that we had in our business, but we never wrote it down and made it into a procedure. And it's something we should have, but we never had. And having talked to this person, I'm like, why don't we do this?
The need that came out was client conversions.
Yes, they weren't getting enough people to support their
They weren't converting
business.
enough customers into client to support their desired sales.
Yeah, so basically we wanted to talk about having some kind of sales process, because she didn't really have anything, and they needed to have something to, because if you just do something this way this time, do something this way next time, totally different way, you can't find out what works. So you need to have some kind of consistent system to try, do this, okay, this didn't work, but we're going to only change this one part of it next time so you can test and see what works. So we started talking about having some kind of sales process, and the sales process starts from the time the customer calls your office. So you need to have some kind of way of some kind of answering your phone exact same way every single time. Some types of questions that you want to ask the customer to pre-qualify them, which we just recently did a podcast on. And
we'll link that up in the show notes on pre-qualifying.
So you need to pre-qualify your customers, and we're not going to get into that here too much, but we started talking about these types of things, and then she had to explain, because she had a kind of a unique situation as far as how the clients they dealt with and the types of jobs they dealt with. So we talked about putting together certain things that she would mail or email out to the customer beforehand, and how she had to explain their sales process and how things worked.
Oh, so she was going to put something together, like if somebody inquired about, oh, hey, we'd like to work with you, this is something she could then either send in the mail or email them, be like, okay, well, here's our company, here's how we do, here's how we work.
Here, answer some questions, find out a little bit more
There's
about
probably
you
a lot
stuff.
of like FAQ, frequently asked questions that you can easily put into something. That way you're not having to answer them every single time.
Because you want to be different. Everybody does the same thing all the time. The customer calls, you go out, you look at the job, and then we're the greatest landscape company. So you need to find some kind of way to differentiate yourself. And this is one of the things we talked about. So, again, just having something written down as far as how you answer the phone every single time, whether it's you or if you have a secretary, whoever answers the phone, how they answer the phone and what questions they need to ask, and some kind of way of documenting all that down. And this is something, again, like you said, you could test it. You find out, maybe the next time you won't ask this type of question, but you ask some other type of question.
Well, eventually
and you learn.
That'll sort itself out. You're like, oh, well, we really need to know this, and so we need to start acting this. Or like, oh, we don't really need to know that. You can stop asking.
So again, you start with answering the phone. And then once you get on the job site, there's certain questions you need to, again, you're kind of qualifying the customer at this time. And just the way you speak to them and handle the property, whether you walk around the property first alone, whether you walk with the customer, whatever it is, you need to figure out some kind of sales process, and you do this every single time for most of the projects. And the other thing I pointed out too, I guess, kind of stepping back before you even go out there, I always recommend you meet with both the husband and wife or spouses, whatever.
If there's more than one person involved in the decision making, when you set that appointment time, make sure all parties will be present.
Yes, because that's going to save you a lot of heartache. Because, I've been out to many times where the owner or the husband is one I talk to, but I go to meet the wife, and the wife's like, "Well, I got to talk to my husband about this." Well, now we
all know who has the final say. So.
Well, but then it's like, well, who really is making the decision, or is that just a way of saying they didn't want to deal with me? So if you can have them both there, it just eliminates a lot of headache. So yes, and then when you're on the job site, you're talking to both of them and getting them both excited about the job site. So have a procedure on how you're going to do this, and then I always like, it depends on the job too, but if you can give them an estimate, a quote right then and there, because you talk to them, you got them all excited. You're getting, like waterfalls, I'm getting them all excited and envision this and seeing this and whatever it was, you get them all excited, and then you walk away and, okay, I got to go back and figure out the price. Well, now their excitement level starts to drop off. So if you can sell them on that project right then and there, go back to your truck. This is what I started doing.
If there's not like a huge amount of design work
involved.
Obviously, if you have to go put together some elaborate design, you can't do that.
Exactly.
But if it's simple enough that you can go back to the truck and do it in your truck, you had like a whole little setup in your truck with a laptop and a printer and all that.
Yeah, so I can just work on it, especially for like water features, for a typical basic water feature where they didn't have to have some kind of design. I can go, because they're all fairly the same. I had a few different things and tweaks and stuff I had to do, but I just go in our computer system, because we had an estimating system, type in whatever we needed to do, and spit them out a quote, and then go talk to them. And you have a higher close ratio when you can do that. So again, like Katie said, if you're doing design,
that's another number to just kind of keep track of. Scott just threw out closing ratio. Really all that is just how many estimates are you putting out there, and then how many are you actually getting. That's just a number to keep track of, so you know how well you're doing. Do you need to put out more estimates? Because if okay, I closed 50%, then okay, if I want to make this X amount of money this year, then I need to put out X amount of estimates. So you just kind of have like an idea of how much you need to get yourself out there.
But the whole point of this conversation, though, was to just start creating some kind of sales process that she could follow through. They were fairly newer business. Well, not newer. The business has been there for a while. She just took over the business.
Right.
So she was just kind of getting started with sales, and just needed to learn a few things and a few tips and tricks. So. But the biggest thing was just start some kind of sales process, start writing it down, start documenting how you can do it and how you can improve on it. Because like I said, the biggest thing is if you're doing it this way this time and doing it this way the next time, you're just guessing on what's working. So just do one process, change one thing the next time. If you didn't think it went well, change one thing, and then
then see how that goes. Okay, then change another thing if you need to, until you can really just fine tune that and get it how you want.
Well, our motto here: do it dirty.
Right.
I think you guys can see it. Yeah, do it dirty. So it doesn't mean anything bad. It's just you have to get started with something. And we go back and forth saying this all the time, how a checklist is something that really got our business going.
And it seems so simple.
Yeah.
Seems so simple, but you redid that thing like how many times?
20 times,
a
probably
bajillion
at
times.
least. And the same thing here. You got to start with some kind of process. You're going to improve on it as you go. Look at every single job you've done. You've gotten better. If you looked at one of your first, whatever, hardscape jobs, landscape jobs, you've gotten better every single time because you've found little tips and tricks. The same thing with this. So.
Working on your business is no different.
Yep.
Too many people get caught up in it being perfect and they don't take any action. But we are really... I like the done is better than perfect mantra. Doing it dirty is just like a silly way of saying done is better than perfect.
Yep.
If you wait for perfection, you'll never do it because it's never going to be perfect. So just get it done.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. So, if you're interested in learning more about a sales process, definitely check out the Academy. We have a lot of things in there that can kind of help you get started.
Yeah,
and going.
$milliondollarlandscaper.com/academy. I think we're actually going to try and get a sales process. At least everybody's company is going to be different, but we're going to work on getting like a bare bones kind of process put in there. And because once again, doing it dirty, that's just somewhere to start. Take that and expand upon it. So, do we have anything else we're going to be putting in there recently? I kind of like take notes while we're talking. I had like a little thought, and then it fell out, and now it didn't come back. But anyway, if it comes back, I'll let you know.
Okay. No, but definitely check out the Academy. We have a lot of things in there, and we said earlier.
Well, the Academy in general is a whole bunch of done is better than perfect, because we didn't have this particular process in there, but we have a whole bunch of already done processes, systems, checklists already done in there for you. They're the ones that we used in our business, and so we have that baseline in there for you to start. You can take what we have and just fine-tune it towards your business, because the thought of maybe starting some of this from scratch is a little bit overwhelming. It's because it's a lot to take on.
And it's one of those things too, is that we've been there, done this with a lot of things. So I was able to talk to her through this process because I have done it and dealt with it. So I was able, we spent, I don't remember, an hour and a half, whatever it was on the phone or the Zoom call, and going over this stuff. So
I remembered my thought.
All right, go ahead before you forget.
Okay, well, because we're starting to incorporate the Fix This Next, and she had went through that analysis. So if you don't even know what your biggest problem is, you can go to, what's the URL that you can you can take a Fix This Next quiz.
Yep.
And it'll help you out.
It's
is it $milliondollarlandscaper.fixthisnext.com?
Yep.
If you go there, you can go ahead. That doesn't cost anything to take the analysis. That is absolutely fine. And I don't know if we have it up yet, where if you take it, then we'll
get notified.
We'll be getting it set up to where then if you want to talk with Scott about it, we'll eventually be getting that all set up. But
right now we're just working with the Academy members that are...
Because we're just starting out, we're trying to kind of work out our kinks in helping people with this analysis. So we are just doing the Fix This Next with Academy members, but at some point we're definitely going to get it out there to where you can take the quiz, and then you can book a time slot to go through it with Scott.
But if you want to go take this test or quiz, you can go do this right now at any time. And just
because it'll give you an answer. We're really just kind of that next step of like, okay, well, this is what I need to fix, but now what do I do? We can help you with that. But if you take it and get it and work on it on your own, or like I said, you can always hit us up. If you join the Academy, we can help you inside of there. So anyway, that was what it was.
All right.
So I forgot. Okay. Did you have more, or did I
that's
interrupt? Okay. All right. Is it my turn to ask you questions?
It's your turn.
All right. Ready.
Okay.
If humans came with a warning label, what would yours say?
Ooh. Came with a warning label. That's a tough one.
No, it's not. I already know what it is.
There's a lot of different things I could say here. I don't know.
Oh, are you just having trouble narrowing it down?
Yeah.
Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were having trouble coming up with one.
I see a lot of dumb things in the fire department, so it's.
Huh?
I see people do a lot of dumb things in the fire department, so there's a lot of warnings that could be put out for that.
Now, I know, but this is for you. This isn't
for me.
Yes.
For me. Oh, about
myself. If humans came with a warning label, what would yours say?
Oh,
Not other people. Okay. I don't care what they do. Okay. I'm more worried about what you do. So what would yours say?
That I'm, let's see, very forgetful, unless I write it down.
That's very true. So warning, forgetful.
Yes.
I was going to say warny, cranky when tired. I mean, that's just, I mean, it wasn't my question, but I just wanted to chime in with that answer. Okay. Have you ever accidentally texted the wrong person, and how did it turn out?
Yeah, I have.
Nothing bad, nothing
no,
weird. It wasn't like a pic or anything.
No. I've received pics, but
What? From who?
I don't know.
Oh, from randos,
Yeah.
or? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I guess what you do on
Nothing.
your time. Anyway, that
They
got
weren't
awkward.
there.
That's funny. I have accidentally texted the wrong person. It's actually kind of a funny story. You guys were leaving for scouts. Do you remember when I did this?
Oh,
you were
yes.
leaving. You were leaving with the boys for a scouting trip, and I accidentally texted the scoutmaster, "Love you guys. Have a good time." And I meant to text Scott.
Yep.
He didn't reply back. Oh, it was hilarious. I cracked myself up. Okay. Anyway.
I'm sure he loved it.
He's probably like, weirdo. Anyway.
She's into me.
Yeah, right. My mom thinks I'm totally hot. No, not the case. All right. If you could look through one person's email without them knowing, whose email would you look through?
I don't know. I'm not really a nosy person, so I don't know.
No, neither one of us are, but I didn't know if you'd go big like the president or something, or
I'm not really into politics or any of that
that you
stuff,
really
so I
aren't.
don't. I'd probably look at some kind of business that's similar to ours and then see if I can.
You're
see
so
if-
practical.
Yeah.
I'm way nosier than you. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd pick like Jeff Bezos or something, like Elon Musk or somebody that's like doing some cool stuff.
No,
Sorry, I keep answering your questions. I'm so self-centered today. I apologize, but
I don't.
so you would just pick somebody who's doing a business similar to ours.
Yeah,
That's
see
really
what-
practical.
See
That's-
what we could do better, I guess.
I like that. Could you? I'm like, could you do that? You don't know how to
I
hack.
don't know how
We're
to
not
do
going
that.
to do
I'm
that.
not a hacker, so.
No. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you have a great day.